Hello everybody and welcome back to another Doctor Who Host Productions product review. In today's review I'm going to be taking a look at a piece of Doctor Who merchandise for the collectors, and something of which that I very rarely take a look at on this channel, and it is a product from Rubbertoe Replicas. As in today's review I'm going to be taking a look at the 13th Doctor's sonic screwdriver miniature replica, which originally came out towards the end of 2019. Now this product is a rather unusual one and the start of a brand new series from Rubbertoe, where presumably they're going to be taking some of the Doctor Who props that have been seen throughout the new series and creating small versions of them. The first of which to be released is the 13th Doctor sonic screwdriver from Doctor Who Series 11 and Series 12, as well as the Captain Jack Harkness squareness gun. Now this is a rather exciting product, and not going to lie, in my many years of Doctor Who collecting I have noticed that over the past few years some of the Doctor Who merchandise has become a little bit samey. However, this product instantly grabbed my attention and is something of which that I've really wanted to purchase to add to the collection, and more importantly see if it was worth the recommended retail price. Now first of all, this product is listed on the Rubbertoe official website for £34 or around that price. However, adding postage on top of this does in fact tot it up to around £40. However, if you are out of the UK and still wish to buy this product, there will be additional postage charges added on top of this to mean that the price of this product will be around £50. So I certainly recommend this product for the more dedicated Doctor Who collector, or maybe even the fans of the 13th Doctor sonic screwdriver, rather than the younger fans who wish to buy the slightly cheaper merchandise. This is something certainly for the collectors as opposed to the younger new series Doctor Who fan. So firstly, taking a look at the specifications for this product on the Rubbertoe website, because this 13th Doctor sonic screwdriver is rather unique and isn't like any of the other 13th Doctor sonic screwdrivers currently available to be purchased on the market, including the cartridge options and 720 sonic screwdrivers that are more focused around the younger audience. So this miniature replica is made out of a non-lead based white metal, and it measures 10 cm by 1.5 cm and weighs around 90 grams. Generally, overall, it has been cast entirely from this metal, and therefore it doesn't have a clear crystal at the top or anything like that, and it certainly isn't electronic. However, even though it does specify the weight on the Rubbertoe website, I was in fact rather surprised at how heavy this is for the size. It certainly makes this product feel like it is made of a quality metal, actually worth the recommended retail price. Due to this product being made by Rubbertoe Replicas, of course within their workshop, this isn't a product that you will expect to see within stores such as Forbidden Planet. This is something that should be ordered exclusively via their website, and therefore in theory this product doesn't really come with actual packaging. Instead it comes with a rather stylish metal storage case. So without further ado, taking a look at the actual product itself. Now it does of course come stored in this rather lovely looking metal case. Now I was originally very concerned when I ordered this product, naturally with it being an online store. I haven't actually seen the product in hand, and I was worried that I was going to be paying £40 for what is essentially a tiny chunk of metal. And some may be watching this review right now, come to think of it, and thinking, yes, that is exactly what you have done. However, it is a rather nicely sculpted chunk of metal, therefore it is absolutely fine. We are Doctor Who fans who are used to buying classic series Doctor Who episodes over and over again in numerous different formats. £40 for a chunk of metal is absolutely fine by my logic. So therefore, taking a look at the packaging itself, this is really lovely and premium once again. Of course, it is a nice change to that of just a cardboard box with the Doctor Who logo printed on. This time around you do of course get this lovely metal case with this clear sticker added over the top of course the new series 13th Doctor logo added there in the black typeface, and then of course around the side of this you do get a black trim, and the rest of the box itself is just metal. We've all seen it before, it's metal, that is it. There's no company printing on this whatsoever, which is nice once again, making it look very minimalist. And then of course on the inside of the box we are greeted by a rather lovely looking certificate, which we'll be taking a look at in a second, and the rest of the box itself is surrounded by foam in order to keep the product on the inside safe. And comes stored within the foam, we do of course to start with have the main base that has been made of pewter once again, as well as the actual tripod that go on top of this to display the actual sonic screwdriver on, which does of course nicely sit at the top of this, creating a rather lovely and eye-catching looking display piece. Due to this product being a limited edition collector's item to 500 units, this product does of course also come packaged with a certificate of authenticity. On the back of this you do also get a rather nice image of the 13th Doctor sonic screwdriver prop. Now from what I understand, this is in fact the actual prop that is currently available to be ordered on the Rubbertoe website, the life-size prop version, which is of course light up and around £700, and we do have the circular Doctor Who emblem in there as well, which is rather nice and stylish and a really lovely touch. And then flipping this around to the back, we do have a rather unusual looking glowing yellow design, along with a little bit of Gallifreyan text around this, with the title of the product, the Rubbertoe Replicas logo, as well as the unique identification number for this product, being Unit 23 out of 500. Taking a closer look at the sonic screwdriver miniature, of course as designed within the show itself by Arwell Jones, this is one of the most unique variations of sonic screwdriver that we have seen throughout the history of Doctor Who, alongside of course the actual TARDIS interior as well, also being a rather unique and crystalline design. It is certainly one of those models that you either like it or you hate it. It kind of divides away from our usual perception of a new series sonic screwdriver being quite tech-based and almost professional looking. This sonic screwdriver is very much bashed together. It is of course within the context of the show itself, something that has been blended and welded together out of metal and solder, of course in Sheffield within The Woman Who Fell to Earth, and this design really nicely reflects that. Of course this is made by Rubbertoe, who do make the actual prop from the show itself, therefore the dimensions I can assume on this sonic screwdriver are pretty much identical to the actual prop itself, however of course just shrunk down to the 10cm scale. Therefore there is a lot of detail within this product. However of course there have been a few different variations made to it, including the lack of crystal at the very top, which is now just metal, and of course the inner sections, which are normally a clearer design, now also being just a pewter white metal design. And of course overall it does look exactly like the sonic screwdriver from the show itself, all the way down to the very bottom where we have that rather unusual and unique almost wand-like arch design, and then of course at the very top we have those series of different holes and arches, as well as the crystal at the very top with the rather nice welded metal sections surrounding this. I must admit, when I first originally seen this product, I did think it would have been nice to have a clear crystalline section at the very top to represent the crystal used within the actual series. However, having had this prop now in hand for about a week, I think the design has really grown on me, and I do of course understand the reason why there isn't a crystal there, because that would involve having a separate piece that would then need to be glued into the actual Sonic itself, and the whole idea of this model is that it is one solid piece of metal. I really do love the paint application around this. Of course we have a few darker washes of black paint that has really nicely gathered within the different arches of the metal almost neck section of the sonic screwdriver crystal, which does of course lead all the way around to the back of the sonic screwdriver as well, where we do also have a few of the different ridges within the crystal itself, rather nicely brought out once again by that darker wash added over the top. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, this doesn't light up or anything like that because it is absolutely tiny, and therefore that is perfectly understandable. Moving further down the Sonic now to the main body section, of course we have a number of different arches and crevices within this, where of course it would normally be clear within the show itself, allowing the light to reflect down the entire column of the main body of the sonic screwdriver. Once again, this isn't present, and I did think to start with it may have been nice to have a glow added to this, almost like a yellow paint app. However, once again, upon having this Sonic in hand, I do in fact think that that would make the sonic screwdriver look a little bit tacky. So once again, these crevices have been nicely brought out by a wash that has been added over the top. This will of course vary from the different Sonics due to these being handmade. And then of course you do also have the inclusion of the circular sections at the bottom and top, which are of course the buttons within the show. I do of course activate the sound effects on the character options variation of Sonic. Towards the opposite side we do of course have a further sequence of different crevices, which once again have been brought out by that darker wash, as well as a few holes towards the very top, once again giving this sonic screwdriver a rather lovely looking homemade bashed together feel, which certainly is more present towards the bottom half of the sonic screwdriver, where we have this middle section with a few sort of different panels overlapping, which does of course lead to this rather thin section in the very middle here, connecting to the more curved bottom piece. And once again, exactly the same paint application and sculpt style does of course apply to the bottom section. Once again, we do have a few crevices here and there, as well as the curve at the very bottom. And I do have a slight little gripe about this, because I did think it would have been included. However, from what I can tell, I can't in fact see this. I don't know, it might be present, however, very, very slightly. But of course, on the actual prop itself, we do have the inclusion of the Sheffield steel icon there at the very bottom to, of course, reference this being made out of a melted down spoon. However, this isn't present on this variation, so it would have been nice to maybe see this printed at the very bottom. However, the scale of the Sonic may in fact make that hard to replicate within this size or something. There might be a reason why it hasn't been included. However, it is just a minor little complaint, and it doesn't really detract from the overall quality of this product, as I still think it looks rather lovely. Of course, regardless of the 10cm scale size of this product, it doesn't detract from the overall weight. Lifting this Sonic up from the display stand, I was incredibly surprised at how heavy it actually is. This is heavier than the character options version of the Sonic screwdriver, so I do in fact wonder how heavy the actual prop within the TV show is. I'm presuming that they have different versions for different shots, and due to it being a handheld prop, I'm guessing it has been made to be overall a little bit lighter, maybe just having metal in certain sections and the other parts being made of a slightly lighter material. However, overall the weight of this product especially, once again, really makes it feel like quality and something that is worth that purchase price. And once again, just to give you an impression of the scale of this Sonic screwdriver, here is a Sonic in my hand, and I'm holding it like I would with a regular 13th Doctor Sonic. It is noticeably smaller. It does look like the Sonic has of course been shrunk down, so the same detail is on this Sonic that would be on the actual prop itself, and you can still kind of touch the buttons where the 13th Doctor would normally, and of course pose with it. However, of course, it is just naturally a lot smaller and not to scale compared to the actual prop itself. It's almost like holding a very heavy biro. It is kind of around that scale as well. And now taking a look at the base that the Sonic screwdriver can of course be displayed on, this is a really lovely touch. To be honest, I kind of wish that they did them in the character options scale, because these are a really lovely way to display the Sonic screwdriver prop, especially if you have them all lined up on a shelf or something like that to kind of save them rolling all over the place. Now, due to the actual Sonic being made of metal, of course the base itself has also been made of metal, so this is really nice and weighty once again. Towards the bottom of this, you do get a felt section to of course make sure that it doesn't damage the surface that you are displaying this product on. And then of course we have this metal section, which once again has been given a little bit of weathering with a darker wash added over the top. And then we get the tripod section, which I'm assuming has probably been laser cut or something like that. This is of course a plastic piece with a few little shapes added out of it and a few grooves here and there in that. And then of course we have the main seat itself, which does display the Sonic screwdriver at the very top. Now, this doesn't have a hole in or anything like that, so it doesn't detract from the overall Sonic itself. There's no like ridge in this to kind of sit on the Sonic. It just naturally sits on top of the base itself, which is rather nice and, to be honest, rather secure as well. However, if you were to knock this, the Sonic would fall off, but due to it being made of solid metal once again, it's not like it's going to smash. And finally, to end off this review, doing a comparison with the 13th Doctor Sonic screwdriver as made by Character Options, you can get a rough idea of the scale between the Character Options one and the Rubbertoe Replicas version. Now, from what I can remember, the Character Options Sonic is in fact around the same scale as the one from the TV show itself. So if you were lucky enough to get the £700 version that is released by Rubbertoe, it will be around this size. And then you of course have the Rubbertoe Replicas version, which I would say is around probably just under half the size of the Character Options version. However, of course, does have in fact a lot more impressive details due to this being made of metal and not a cheaper plastic, because this is of course a mass-produced toy as opposed to a 500 units limited edition collector's item. So overall, for the Doctor Who 13th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver miniature replica from Rubbertoe Replicas, this is a really, really lovely product. I absolutely love it, simply because it is so unique. I never quite expected that I would own almost a piece of Doctor Who history, because I think that is the main novelty almost of this product. Yes, you are getting a rather nice replica of the 13th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver that is made of hand-cast pewter, but that hand hand cast pewter is the same material that was used to make the actual prop within the televised series, and not only that, it is the actual makers of that prop itself that have handcrafted this product for you to add to your collection. There is a lovely novelty behind it, especially given that this is a limited edition product to only 500 units. It's something of which that I definitely recommend to Doctor Who collectors that like the 13th Doctor era, sonic screwdriver props, or maybe even just this sonic screwdriver design as a whole. It is a really lovely collector's piece. Yes, it is quite small and it is around £40, but I think for those of you that are passionate about Doctor Who and this sonic screwdriver design, you will not be disappointed. Of course, it does come with that really lovely presentation case, and I absolutely love the inclusion of the certificate of authenticity, especially given that it has the handwritten unique identification number on, which is a really lovely touch. And of course, due to the fact this is made entirely of metal, we don't have that crystalline section on the emitter or different glowing sections throughout the sonic screwdriver's body, which at first I did think that this would have detracted overall from my view of the sonic screwdriver. However, I think it's nice. I think that given the size, you can't really tell, and to be honest, from certain angles, I think that the actual crystal at the top of the sonic screwdriver looks rather metally anyway. Therefore, this sonic screwdriver is quite effective, cool looking, and I absolutely love the display base that it does of course come on. So overall, for this sonic screwdriver, I would just like to remind you that this product is a collector's item made for the collectors and it is not suitable for younger fans and children. Therefore, as I say, if you're a fan of this Sonic and want to spend £40 on a chunk of pewter, then this is probably the best £40 on a chunk of pewter that looks like the 13th Doctor sonic screwdriver that you could possibly buy anytime soon. So if that's not a compliment, I don't quite know what is. So thank you very much for watching this review. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any questions about this product, please do feel free to leave them in the comments section below, and I will try my best to answer them at some point in the near future. And who knows, this might be the beginning of a brand new series. As I did mention at the start of this video, Rubbertoe do also have available the Captain Jack Harkness squareness gun, and they could possibly be doing other miniatures in the future. Who knows, I may be reviewing more soon. Time will only tell. So thanks for watching this video, and I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.